It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there's no love lost between these NFC South foes. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. Next on Madden Football.
Once called Carolina's Stadium, it now goes by Bank of America Stadium. Or more simply, the Vault, as we're here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome to another entertaining matchup, folks. Kate Scott, Brock Heward on the call in this one. And Brock, got a couple of running backs down on the field who can really take over their offenses when they get in the groove.
And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal of both of these offenses, right? I mean, there's just no confusion about it. They want to get their bell cow in that groove and get them going. Find that rhythm where they're ripping off chunk yardage, run after run, and then just keep on feeding that beast. In a game like this, whichever offense can get that rhythm and run game going first is likely going to be your winner.
We're through the warm-ups. Both teams are ready. And we're off and running from Charlotte. Moore with a return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. Bringing him out, coming off a tough rookie season as the top pick in the 2023 draft is Bryce Young.
I think when Bryce Young heard his name called to Carolina a couple years ago, he knew that he was in for a rebuild. He knew that it might be some tough circumstances, but I don't think he could have ever imagined the kind of beating he took both physically, mentally, emotionally in a 2-14 season. But we know this also in the history of football. There have been a lot of #1 picks that have been knocked down. And it's not about getting knocked down, it's about coming off that map. Many of them have, and I know Carolina will look for some positive steps out of the second-year player this season.
And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go. Now motion him out of the backfield. Escapes out to the line. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
And now this defense is on that sack board and sets up a pretty good chance here on third down. It's a little bit like blood in the water with sharks when it comes to taking sacks. You can feel it as a quarterback. Once that defense gets one, they're hungry for another.
Gotta figure out this third down here. Shotgun snap now to Young. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and third downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
So on fourth down now, the Panthers calling an All-Pro several times over. It's Johnny Hecker for the punt. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. So the Saints offense taking over for the first time here. Leading them out in year 11. He's played 15 or more games every season in the league. A real Iron Man, Derek Carr.
Well, it was another very statistically productive season down in New Orleans for Derek Carr a season ago. Another 25 touchdowns, almost 4,000 yards. And what I love about this guy is he is remarkably durable. He's played 15-plus games, all 10 seasons that he's been a starter in this league. That's called the ability of durability, to be there for you guys. Now, the next step in New Orleans is to take this franchise to the playoffs.
That's into the hands of Moreau. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Pistol snap to Carr. This finds Moreau. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. They go play action with Carr. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Throwing again, it's Carr. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. First down, ball at the 36. Pressure coming for Carr. He gets it to Juwan Johnson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, well, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Slot man in motion right. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Well, this offense is trying to keep the defense off balance down here in the red zone, mixing in receiver runs with everything else they love to do. And the best part is, it's working. He gets them several yards on that play.
This is Alvin Kamara with it. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
Carr throwing on 3rd. Oh, he missed that one, and he knew it. Put it behind his guy, and now it's 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
On 4th down, out comes the Saints field goal team and Blake Grupe. A very short kick here from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. So that's 1 quarter gone in a battle of NFC South rivals. Just a field goal separates these two. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Bank of America Stadium after this. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. Raheem Blackshear now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now for the 2nd time, we take a look at this Panther offense. And coming off our first points of the ball game, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. This drive will begin with Hubbard. And he found some running room for a nice gain. The rookie out of Alabama there on the tackle.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Play action now, Young. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. Look at that time for Deontay Johnson. And that leaves him with 3rd and short.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Gets this to Sanders. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And the Saints will get set to take over. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Carr here from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. From the 34. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Timing is everything in life, and timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They kick the running back in motion. Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They gain 14 on the play. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now at the vault. And it's the Saints. With it, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Carr. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Carr with it on 1st. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his 1st catch of the game. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Carr off the play fake. And the Panthers are there to bring him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Running back sent in motion. Carr staring down a 3rd and long. He has the first over the middle. And they get this down to the 28. How about that play, Brock? On 3rd and 14, they find a way to convert.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. The Saints calling for a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. Throwing on 1st down, it's Carr. This throw is caught. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They send a tight end in motion. Now he'll throw off the play fake. It's a New Orleans touchdown! So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Blake Groupie to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints make it a 10-point ball game. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half. Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. They'll cobble together a yard there. Brought down by Tyrann Mathieu. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. So at halftime, the Saints fighting to an advantage on the road. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. These 2 teams heading out of the tunnel. We're ready to get back to it. For the call of the second half, here is the great Kate T. Scott. Kate?
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Now Pinheiro on to handle the kickoff. Here comes Williams on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The New Orleans offense ready to get to work to begin this 3rd quarter. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the 3rd. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They motion the tight end over. Carr now on 1st and 10. Short pass brought in. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. They kick the running back in motion. Blitz coming, Carr. It's caught right side by Johnson. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Tackle made by J.C. Horn. Second down now, 7 to go. The tight end going in motion right. On second down, a run with Williams. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Tackle made by J.C. Horn. He gets a couple, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Here comes the Saints punting unit. And he wasn't needed at all in the first half, partner. This is going to be his first punt. And that kick will get out of bounds without a return. Looks to be a little shy of reaching the 20. Carolina about set to go once again offensively. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Young. He finds Johnson. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Alontae Taylor making the stop.
Textbook hitch route. Hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Kate, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Counterplay, Hubbard. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap now to Young. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
Panthers getting everyone set for the punt. Johnny Hecker, the one to send it away. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be their football. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Josie Jewell making that stop. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Hey, Kate, you want to know how crazy your partner is next to you? I would love to take a fan right out of these stands and put them there on that play, just so they could feel what a 5-yard run feels like. Because it may not look like anything on the stat sheet, but I promise you if the average person felt the pain of what a 5-yard gain was, they'd have a whole new perspective.
They get 6 and a first down as well.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later, for that next 3rd down coming.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. The Saints have it with a lead. Not a big one, though, trying to carry it through. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They bring Wilson in motion right. From midfield on 2nd down. Throwing the out route complete. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
Counter give to Kamara. And he's stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
2nd and 4. That's caught at the 4. Touchdown, New Orleans. Group B to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Saints take a 3-possession lead. On is the Saints kickoff team to tee it up and send it away. Moore with a return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Carolina offense headed out now. The opportunity to win this game is, well, it's long gone, Brock. They're down to their last opportunities now to avoid the shutout as well. This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. Here's Young on 1st and 10. Cops, this is Xavier Leggett. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. 2nd and 3 now. Here's Young to throw. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Working fast as the clock ticks towards 0. Young on 1st and 10. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Sticking to the air, it's Young. He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. New set of downs for him at the 38. To the air on 1st down, Young. And a man is there to knock that away. Deontay Johnson, the intended receiver. And it's going to be 2nd down.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Young working from the gun. Pass complete to Hubbard. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll come up 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. He'll throw it yet again. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers get it back to within 2 possessions. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Eddie Pinheiro on now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Panthers cut the lead down to 10. So even after the score, they're still down 2 possessions. Time not exactly on their side as they try this onside kick. And that's recovered by the Saints, who are going to win this football game. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. The Saints and Derek Carr about ready to get back to work. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. The Saints in victory formation, content to just knee this out. Now the Panthers decide to spend their third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Lining up to take a knee on second down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Setting up for the kneel down on third. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So this a win on the road for the Saints. And partner, I know you took down plenty of division rivals in your NFL days. Heck, your conference opponents back in Washington in your college days always makes the win a little bit sweeter when it comes against a rival, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's just a little bit more emotion. There just is.
Yeah.
I mean, you try to keep every game level, and no opponent's bigger than the other, but familiarity does breed a little more contempt, and we could feel it today, and that's why that W is a little bit sweeter.
And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. It's a win for the Saints as we say so long from Charlotte.